Hey all you SEOs out there, I'm Doug with Results SEO. Today we're shooting this video on OnPage SEO, something everybody needs to know. And we're going to show you the top 10 on-page SEO techniques and why it's so important to do on-page SEO so you can rank #1 on Google. If we go over to Google and we Google best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas, this is an actual page. Results SEO Solutions, which is us. We rank #1. We're above best Web City, Clutch, Expertise, OnBase, Wichita Designs, Thrive Agency. We rank above all them because of our on-page SEO. Let's go ahead and click on our page, and that'll take us back to Results SEO, best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas. So what are on-page SEO techniques? Well, our on-page SEO checklist lists them right here. Your URL structure is very important. The way you structure your headings, H1, H2, and H3. Your title tags, your meta descriptions, image alt tags, internal links, external links, LSI keywords, keyword density, and keyword in the first paragraph. Not only the keyword in the first paragraph and keyword density, but what we're about to show you is we'll start with your short URLs. Here's our URL right up here, and best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas 2021 is what we call an exact match keyword. That's an exact match for what we just Googled. Best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas. So the short URLs, what statistics have showed us is that an average of 20 characters have a tendency to rank higher than long URLs, and that's in a study done by Backlinko of over 11.8 million Google search results. So short URLs matter. Here's an example, best local SEO Wichita. That's exactly what our keyword is. You want to use your primary keyword in your URL. So our primary keyword was best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas 2021. So that is in our URL. That is going to help you rank quicker and higher in Google. And you also want to use your keyword in the title H1 heading. This goes into the second thing we're going to talk about, H1, H2, and H3 headings. H1, H2, and H3 headings. This is an H1, this is an H1, that's an H2, and that's an H3. Well, what do we see here? We see our best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas is in the URL, it's in our title tag, and it's also the very first thing in our first paragraph. That shows Google that what this is about. It's about the best on-page SEO in Wichita, Kansas. So it's very important that we use keyword-rich content and we optimize it, because you want headlines that drive traffic, shares, and search results, right? Okay, that's why we do that. So the next thing I want to talk to you about, if we pop over to the home page of Results SEO, you can see here why rank on Google. Well, what we say is if you're on top, the calls won't stop. If you're on the first page of Google, in the very first listing on Google, as you saw we were with best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas, you're going to get 42.13% of the total clicks by searchers searching for best on-page SEO in Wichita. If you're in the second position, you're going to get 11.9, third position 8.5, and so on down the line until you get to page 2, and that's going to get 10%. The whole page only gets 10%. So you really want to be in the #1 position, #2, or #3, or even anywhere on the first page of Google. That's how you get there. And so you can see in this screenshot here, when we search for SEO cost in Wichita, Results SEO Solutions is #1 again. So what is Results SEO? We're a digital marketing agency that deals with search engine optimization, PPC, web development and design, app development, mobile app development, PPC campaigns, and the full digital marketing spectrum. But our specialty, our expertise is SEO. So let's go back over to the best on-page SEO, and we're talking about the 10 on-page SEO top 10 SEO techniques. We went through URL structure, H1 headings, title tags. Title tags, as I just mentioned, best on-page SEO Wichita, Kansas is an exact match of our URL, best on-page SEO. This shows Google this is what we want to be ranked for, and this is what we rank for, #1. So if people search for best on-page SEO in Wichita, we're going to be there, #1, taking the lion's share of the customers. The next one is the meta description. So we can go over here to the Results SEO. We'll go to the dashboard, and we'll pick on the best on-page SEO page, and we'll go over here to Pages. So when we get to Pages, we'll go to best on-page SEO. This is a WordPress website, obviously. We rely a lot on what our Monster Insights tell us down here. The meta description length, this is the basic SEO page analysis, content length of our page, internal links and external links. These are very important aspects of ranking high on Google. So what's the meta description? Here's the meta description right here. Ensure your teams are always working to improve your on-page SEO. Consumers today expect fast experiences that are personal and easy to use. Be there for them. That is your meta description, and it tells you right here 159 out of 160 max recommended characters. They want you to get as close to 160 as you can. Same way with the title tag. Best on-page SEO, Wichita, Kansas, Results SEO. So this says 147 out of 60. This is where you go to change your meta description, and you want it to be as close to the max characters of 160. And you can go down here, and these will turn green when this happens. And your content link, your internal and external links, and it will give you examples until you reach the desired amount. So that is your meta description. So if we go back over here, and we see that this page, it's AI SEO score 93 out of 100. I mean, that's what you want on your pages in order to rank #1 on the Google search engine. Driving more customers to your page, improving your ranking, increasing your revenue, and growing your business. It is a strategic advantage for you to do on-page SEO. So moving on, we've just talked about meta descriptions. Now we'll talk about image alt tags. So when we go to the image alt tags, what you see is you go over to media. We'll click on media, and that'll take us to our media library. This will be all the images that are on our website. Everything that's here is right there. So we'll click on Results SEO, and here is your alternative text. This is your alt text that you want to have, and it has to have some kind of description. We put in results snippet. This shows Google that it doesn't read images. It doesn't see the images when it crawls the site. It reads them, and it has to have something here to tell us what this image is. So alt tags are very, very important for your ranking on Google. So we'll go back and we'll go internal links now. So when we go back to the Results SEO page, you can see that internal links, there are internal and external. Let's just talk about both of them. Internal and external links. Best on-page SEO, top 10 techniques. In a study done by Backlinko, so if you click on this, this is going to go to the study done by Backlinko. So this is taking us to their site, and this is relevant content, and this authority from this site is driving back to our own website. It's giving us their authority. Okay, here's another one. Primary keyword in mind. Click on that. That's going to go to use your primary keyword. Make sure your primary keyword is part of your page's URL. It may work to simply use the keyword as part of your URL specific to your page. So that's telling us about that. This is called external linking. External linking. CostSchedule.com. Keyword rich according to CostSchedule.com. And this is telling you how to write the best headlines that will increase traffic. These things are all very important in your content, your quality content, explaining to others what your site is about, what you do, and this is what we're good at. So the next thing in our top 10 is linking to authoritative websites. Well, we just showed you how to do that. As you're writing your content, just add links to authoritative sites. Furthermore, Backlinko has a very in-depth article on Google click-through rate stats. Here we go. Organic click-through rate. These things all drive authority back to your page, your sites. So, in our case, best SEO page in Wichita, Kansas, this link is going to take us to an internal page on our website, the Contact Us page. This is another very important aspect of on-page SEO, linking to other pages on your website, getting people to move around your website, and not only that, but to contact you or to look at your services or to look at your packages. This is a very important part of on-page SEO. That covers internal and external links. Well, in your description, LSI keywords are just keywords that are related throughout your article. Outrank could be one of them because we're talking about rank. Keyword difficulty is another one. LSI keywords are just keywords that add to your content that are relative to your subject. Okay, then the keyword density. Keyword density is just how many times you use on-page SEO, on-page SEO technique, best on-page SEO, on-page SEO technique. You see, these are all keyword density throughout this article, thereby showing Google that this is an authoritative article and pushing our rankings up, as you saw, to number 1 in the Google search engines. So after you link to authoritative websites, you can re-optimize titles on lower ranking pages. If pages aren't ranking good, just re-optimize the title tags on them. That's what we suggest, because as we showed you, 60% of the overall clicks go to the first 3 positions. And that's where you want to be when people are searching for your business or product or service on Google. And then content length matters. They used to say that it was between 1,000 and 1,500 keyword rich work content length, but now it's whatever subject you cover. An SEO best practice is to be thorough in your content. User experience should be priority number one.